Cobra fans, welcome to the Cobra Sports Weekly Update, and what a week it was. If you were not in Vanderbilt on the home opener this past Friday night watching the game, then you missed out because it was a great game.
Yes, it sure was. Oh man, it was an exciting game, Will. And at one point we had over 265 viewers tuning into the Cobra Sports Network. Stands were packed. We are very appreciative of everybody that's tuning in, watching from away, giving us the feedback. Thank you, Cobra fans. We are still working towards our next milestone of 1,500 subscribers, 4,000 viewing hours. We're halfway there on the viewing hours, so keep watching. And remember, everything you do, everything you watch means more money for your Cobra and Rattler athletic programs benefit. So tune in.
Yeah, they absolutely do benefit. And don't forget to like those videos. We had over 1,500 views in the game last Friday night, but we only had 3 likes. So we need those likes as well, folks. But that being said, let's dive into last week's sporting events. So remember, each week we're going to review all Cobra and Rattler sports and highlights from the previous week. Let's go ahead and start with football. Last Friday night, the Cobras defeated Shiner for the first time in 12 years. And Coach Nairn finally got the proverbial monkey off his back by winning in the second week for the first time in 6 years. So the Cobras started off strong, stalling the Shiner drive in that very first one when Sam Kurtz, the junior, came in and sacked Carson Schutte, forcing Shiner to punt. The Cobras would then take their first possession near midfield, but were unable to score on the drive. Shiner took over on downs inside their own 10-yard line and marched down the field, punching in the first score of the night when Schutte connected with Rakin Wallace. Schutte would again score in the second quarter, extending the Comanche lead 14-0.
14-0 did not worry the Cobras at all. They eventually would strike back with 3 minutes remaining in the half on a 65-yard run by Ashton Garza, you'll see here. And that run was all heart from the senior quarterback and set up by great edge blocking from Williams, Kubeka, Kuchler, and Martin. The Cobras went into the locker room at the half trailing 14-7. But the second half was a real story, Will.
No, it definitely was. A whole different story as it was in week one as well. The Cobras introduced the world to the corn dog formation, Lee. It's a formation dubbed by Garza as a corn dog due to the position used as a tight end / halfback being labeled as a C position in the Cobra offense. All 3 Cobras who play that position, they come in, fill the box up to help with run blocking. And let me tell you, it worked.
It absolutely did.
The Cobras marched right down the field and tied the game with Garza punching in another touchdown after another incredible catch by the junior Holden McMullen. He's really showing his ability to adjust on a route and make a catch. And that's the second week in a row that we've seen that out of that young man.
Yes, sir. On the very next possession, Shiner would again regain the lead when Schutte would take one from the house from 60 yards out. But Shiner's lead was not going to last, Will, as Garza was able to find pay dirt again from inside the red zone this time. Schutte would later connect with senior Trace Bishop as he snuck out of the backfield on a wheel route that went for 70 yards. That pitch and catch would set up Comanches inside the 10 where Schutte would score again on a wedge play up the middle. Shiner would get the ball back with interception, but the Cobra defense stood strong again, mostly due to senior defensive lineman Dylan Ryrick, multiple tackles for loss that night. The Cobras would score again. Garza called his own number on the QB sweep and was able to catch a big edge block due to the seal by LaRue and Thomas.
Yeah, they did a great job on the edge blocking last Friday night, and Garza and Martin actually paid off extremely well running the football with those guys. Shiner would drive the field again, taking the lead when Wallace broke the plane for 1 yard out. Shiner would get the ball back with 4 minutes left after Schutte chased down Martin from behind, punching the ball out, and recovered it for the Comanches. Martin would make up for that turnover, though, shortly after on some tough running as he ran through multiple tackles, finding the goal line from 23 yards out, bringing the Cobras within 1. And then junior Bryce Warren, who had been perfect on the night, steps up in a clutch position and splits the uprights to tie the game with 1:17 remaining.
Yeah, that was huge, and clearly you knew there had to be pressure associated with that kick. Good job from him dealing with it, making the clutch kick to tie things up. On the next possession, Shiner quarterback Carson Schutte made the mistake of throwing the ball, and defensive lineman Dylan Ryrick was right there. Somehow Ryrick goes up to look for the block and just hangs on as that ball hits him square in the chest. giving the Cobras the ball right there near the red zone.
That was
Big
an
play.
incredible. It was an
A play of the
incredible
game,
play.
really.
It really was incredible play. And the Cobras would come back out in that corn dog formation, and Ashton Garza would punch in the winning touchdown with 8 seconds remaining. Cobras defeat Shiner for the first time since 2011, 41-34. Garza finished the night with 227 yards on the ground, 5 touchdowns. Rarick led the Cobras defense with 6 tackles.
So that's your varsity score. Let's go down to sub-varsity. JV Cobras traveled to Shiner last week, and of course another big win last week as they take it 35-14 with an impressive showing from sophomore running back Caden Petru. We continue to call his name week in and week out. He had another 100-plus yard game, found the end zone 3 times on the night. Cooper Francis would help add to the score with a rushing TD of his own. Sophomore David Gonzalez would also punch one in for the Cobras. On the defensive side, David Gonzalez had a pick that stopped Shiner drive late in the second quarter, and Nick Salinas, Colt Charbula, and Lane Puckett all recorded more tackles for losses last week as they continue to pile up stats. Josiah Lopez from the defensive back position would intercept a Comanche pass late in the fourth to set up the last scoring for the Cobras, but another great night out of the JV.
No, it was. And then the freshmen also competed. They won in El Campo 30-0 last Thursday. Defensively, Alan Pineda, Brian Bethany, Caden Utley, and Ashton Mater, among the few, were outstanding, causing turnovers and multiple tackles for a loss. Cesar Avalos, he forced 2 fumbles and recovered a pair as well. Here, Avalos does it all in one play with the strip and the recovery. Quite an amazing play by the young man. Bryce Sykes would also recover a fumble for a big return that set up a Cobra TD. Offensively, Easton LaRue led the way with 2 scores. Here's one of LaRue's runs that was set up brilliantly by a great block by right there, Big Brian Bethany, as you see on your screen. Fantastic edge blocking by the young man. Elijah Taylor also ran the ball extremely well, scoring once. Mason Hunt would also score on a jet sweep. And Landon Torres, Matthew Jansen, and LaRue all converted in the win.
So great Thursday night for freshmen and JV. This week, Thursday night, the junior high is going to get in on the party as they get their season underway. They will host bowling here, and of course the Cobra Sports Network will be there to bring it to you live. Coverage will start with 7th grade at 4:30, the 8th grade at 5:30, and of course the freshman game will follow them also here at 7 o'clock. JV will be on the road. They will head out to East Bernard, and they are slated to get underway at 5 o'clock, and we will do our best to provide you updates throughout the night on all of the games. This Friday, Cobra's back in action as they head on the road to bowling. Cobra Sports Network will be there. They'll have all the action with pregame show, the Dink and Dunk show, beginning at 7 o'clock, and you never want to miss that.
No, absolutely not. In youth football, the Cobras hosted Palacios here last Saturday. The Bantam Cobras, they forced a shutout win, scoring 39 points against the Sharks.
I think it could have easily been about 93 points. You could reverse those. It was
running clock after a while. Huh?
Yes, sir. They were a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, the juniors lost a close one, 19-19. And yes, you heard me right. They lost a tie game because in youth rules, overtime is not permitted. Instead, they end up having to go to the scorecard and go by yards gained, and the Cobras were edged out by the Sharks. Pee Wee lost 26-6, but this Saturday the youth Cobras they'll travel to El Campo, so come out, support those great kids and coaches. Games begin there at 5 o'clock. Moving on to volleyball.
Well, varsity volleyball was in action last Friday night at home against a very good top 10 ranked state-ranked Shiner team. The Cobras fell 3-1, but I'll tell you, Will, it was a very close one with the third and fourth sets going down to the wire. Ultimately, the Cobras would fall 25-17, 25-21, 24-26, and 25-23. Leading the way on offense was Carly Stonish. She had 9 kills, and Kaylee Honk had 7. Setters Kate Simons and Pacey Rowe had 18 and 16 assists, respectively. Defensively, the Cobras were paced by Astonish, who had 21 digs, while Desiree Evans and Kayla Osborne each added a pair of blocks. On Tuesday, the Cobras were on the road as they headed down south to play Rockport Fulton. Even though the Cobras were matched up against a bigger 4A opponent, the Industrial Girls walked out with a win as they took it in 3 sets that night, 25-17, 25-21, and 25-20. Carly Stonish again was in double digits on the offensive side as she put the ball to the floor 10 times. Kayla Osborne added 6 kills and a pair of blocks. Defensively, the Cobras were led by Faith Villarreal and Carly Stonish, who each had 14 digs. So with that win last night, the Cobras' record goes to 9-20, but that's all out the window now. You can wipe that slate clean because non-conference play is over. This week, this Friday, the real schedule starts as the Cobras will open district play against Yoakum in Yoakum. And then next Tuesday, Cobras will be at home as they face Rice. So, Will, we've known this district's tough. We've been waiting for district action to commence. It's here.
Yeah, and Coach Dunn has got those girls ready, and Wade Quebeca will bring that to you live here on the Cobra Sports Network. Don't miss that. Tune in on Friday. The JV was off last Friday, as Shiner did not bring any of their sub-varsity teams to compete, but the JV was in action last night as they faced off against Rockport Fulton squad. The Cobras unfortunately fell in straight sets, 25-21 and 25-21. Junior high, the Rattler volleyball girls battled Edna last Thursday, and the gym was packed from what I've heard.
Yes.
Full all the way to the end. Energy was outstanding, and also the coaches asked me to give a huge shout out to the high school volleyball team for being there and providing that much needed, much appreciated energy against cross-county rival Edna. The Rattlers games were very exciting, and the coaching staff is already seeing growth in week 2. The 8A, 8B, and 7B all earned a win against the Cowgirls to remain undefeated on the season. 7A went 3 sets, falling just short in an exceptional game of ups and downs. The Rattlers will be home again this week as they host Tidehaven. Let's move on to cross country.
Well, varsity girls, again, they continue their dominance as they finished third as a team this week. Kate Simons took gold for the third straight meet with a time of 14 minutes, 17 seconds. Elise Bullock would also finish in the top 10 for the third straight week. Other medalists included Carly Burrow, Corey Motley, and Kaylee Carl. The varsity boys placed fifth, with sophomore Levi Finley being the solo medal recipient for the Cobras.
Sub-varsity also competed, and the girls finished second overall as a team. Receiving medals in the event were Zerchi, Madison Creamer, Presley Searchy, Lindsay Ramirez, and Ashley Krupa. Boys, they ended up finishing second as a team with Nico Ospina, Levi Furbacher, Cooper Coley, Braden Warren, and Zachary Matlock all receiving medals. Junior high did not compete this past weekend, but next week, actually this week, Saturday, the cross-country team will be running in the Moulton meet. All teams will be competing in this one.
Well, that wraps up our weekly sports update, but don't go anywhere because when we return, we're going to introduce you to the top performers last week, varsity sports. We will be right back. Welcome back, Cobra fans. Each week, the Cobra Sports Network will award the Clark Constructors Top Performer Coin to a varsity athlete in each sport. Each week, the athletes will be selected by their coaches for going above and beyond in the competition and practice during the previous weeks. And Will, I'd like to add a little drama or some suspense, but I think for football,
I think we pretty much called it last Friday night. We knew who was going to be sitting in this. We knew who was going to be sitting in these chairs right here. And no doubt, and absolutely deserving as well. On the defensive side, we have senior Dylan Rearick. Dylan was a force for the Cobras on the defensive line this past Friday in the home opener against the Shiner Comanches. Dylan recorded 4 solo tackles, 4 assists, and 3 tackles for a loss. With 1:17 left in the game, this one everybody remembers, In the Shiner drive, with Shiner driving, Dylan fought through a Comanche block and made the play of the year, coming down with a huge interception that set up the Cobras for the go-ahead score. Dylan played with a great motor from the opening kickoff and set the tone for the Cobras defense. Dylan's leadership and explosive play all night long kept the Cobras in the game to pull out that first win of the season.
Well, on offense, no question who carried the Cobras that night. Senior Ashton Garza, he worked all night leading the Cobra offense, several amazing runs and pass deliveries. Ashton led the Cobra offense with 225 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns, was 12 of 17 passing for 130 yards, over 335 yards, all-purpose yards on the night. The senior quarterback trusted his blockers in front of him, running all over the Comanches at Cobra Field. He ran hard all night, 2 touchdowns coming over 60 yards. Played tough and confident, never let the Cobras feel like the game was out of hand, including leading that game-winning drive, punching in the go-ahead score with 8 seconds left. Congratulations to both of you. Fantastic performances last week.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really exciting to watch. On the volleyball side of things, we have sophomore outside right side, Kaylee Honk. During last Friday's game in Vanderbilt, as the Cobras hosted Shiner, Kaylee came off the bench in set 2 ready to play. She totaled 7 kills with only 1 error on 13 attempts. The volleyball coaching staff is currently focusing on minimizing errors as a team, and Kaylee did a great job coming off the bench, working as a teammate, and focusing on those team goals. So great job last week, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Cross country, sophomore Levi Finley. Coach says he's an exceptional worker who led the varsity boys to a respectable 5th place finish against some strong competition at the Belleville Invitational this past Saturday. He completed the 3-mile course in 19 minutes 30 seconds, continues to impress, getting better each week, and I believe Levi was the sole lone medalist on the boys' side. Congratulations.
Well, thank you all 4 of y'all for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was an exciting game. And Dylan, I got to ask you, I was trying to find you after the football game to come ask you how you even hung on to that interception to begin with. But, man, with the excitement and everything going on, just tell us how you felt on the field, man, making that kind of a play.
I'll be honest, I was pretty surprised myself. I didn't think something like that was going to happen that night.
He's just an athlete.
But it felt pretty good, making a big play when it really mattered.
Ashton, hey, that's an incredible performance. You know, over 330, my partner over here does math pretty quick, but over 300 some odd yards, just all-purpose yards, man. You came out, you ran the ball extremely well, and it was a lot of hard running as well. It wasn't like anything was just free given to you. You ran through a lot of tackles. A couple of plays that we saw having to get to the outside and just breaking through some open field tackles, man. You know, how was that for you as being able to step up your senior year, having your senior year home opener out here in Vanderbilt against Shiner of all teams to come out and have a performance like that?
It was awesome. It was exciting. Half the time running the ball, I thought I was in practice because, you know, I hit the hole and I was gone. There was nobody there.
Well, I know when you say you're at practice because you're usually running. This guy's hitting you in the backfield, but
Yes, sir.
you did a fantastic job out there. Both of you guys did. So congratulations on the win and congratulations on the top performer.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was inevitable that both y'all were going to be sitting on this couch before this season was done. Probably going to be sitting on it again, but to have come out and won the top performer of the week the way y'all did, I mean, those were statement performances on both sides of the ball. So hats off to y'all. I mean, that's a game that will be remembered for a long time.
Thank you.
Kaylee, your performance as well, phenomenal. I think most people don't understand hitting percentages. I did not until I started learning volleyball a few years ago through this job. And I learned, for those at home, it's not like a batting average where you have basically hits for attempts. You actually deduct miss hits, errors. So to have a hitting percentage like we just talked about, phenomenal job, first off.
Thank you.
But tell us a little bit about that. Walk us through, what y'all have done to kind of set that up.
We do a lot of work in practice. It's been really hard because we have new setters, so it takes a lot of time having to connect with our setters, but I think Pacey has been doing a really great job with me and connecting with her. And we're still working on it, and it's getting a lot better. So.
Yeah, I think in that game where you had that performance, Pacey and Kate both had 18 and 16 assists respectively. So, they're obviously setting the ball to where you want it. And if you can have a hitting percentage where you're putting the ball down on the floor that often without errors, you must have been in the zone that night.
Yes, sir.
Well, it shows. Y'all are set up for district. What can we expect out of the district?
I think we have a lot of potential. I think it's a lot of the girls. We have we need to work on a lot of stuff, but we will definitely be very successful, I think.
Well, good luck in Yoakum Friday night as y'all get things underway.
Thank you.
Levi, hey, congratulations. Thanks for being here. So y'all raced in Belleville last week, not Beeville. We made a big mistake. You know, there's a difference
It's
there.
an L of a difference.
It's an L of a difference. I got you. Okay. No, but you know, just leaving Breckenridge, you know, running over here at your home turf, essentially, you know, and that's such a beautiful course to run through. How was that? The Belleville course?
It was pretty good. A lot of elevation up and down. Really kind of set my time back a little bit. But other than that, it was really good.
You know, it's interesting that you say that about the elevation and setting your time back a little bit. And, you know, that's something that we learned a little bit watching some of y'all run last week at the Industrial Invitational in Breckenridge. Was there's some methodology, and it's not just getting out there and running. There is an actual skill level of understanding your path and where you got to go and how you need to run that specific race. So how do you do that when you know you've got a lot of those elevation changes?
Really like that. And if I start going down a downhill, I'll really open my stride up and get some of that speed. So when I do get up to that uphill, I'll kind of have some momentum with me.
Okay, so now we know. Now you know what you need to do when you're going up and down the hill.
It's an interesting part of Texas to be in because I know y'all talked about your season includes a race down in Calhoun where y'all run across the sand and the beaches, and I mean just really exhausting terrain. You'll go north into the, you know, Shiner, Schulenburg, Moulton areas where you do have more terrain changes. You have flat courses like we saw in Industrial. I mean, I guess each week do you prep for the course, or do you not know what you're going to encounter until y'all do your walk through that morning?
Well, sometimes we'll go out over there by the practice field and we'll do a workout called hills, where we sprint to the hill once we get to the top, and then we'll jog back on the gravel road, and that kind of gets us ready for hills and other elevation.
Oh. They see him at the top up there.
There you go.
Yeah,
See you at the top.
We learned about that last week with Coach Helkins. So thanks.
Well, guys, congratulations to all of you. When we started this, we weren't sure if we would have standout athletes each week. We weren't sure if there would be a top performer every game. I think the four of y'all have put that question to bed. Clearly, each week there is a chance for somebody to exhibit phenomenal skill on the court, the field, the track, wherever you are, and y'all did it this week. So congratulations to all four of you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the coins. They're yours, and your performance earned them.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a short break, but when we return, we're going to sit down with Industrial's junior high football coach, Jet Hood. Don't go anywhere.
At Capital Farm Credit, our cooperative returns are a symbol of our strong partnership with you.
So one of the unique things about Capital Farm Credit is the cooperative nature of it. And then when you get that patronage check once a year, we put that money right back into the land.
Together, we're better.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
Commitment to community service. It's a mission the First State Bank employees have lived by for more than 60 years. By continuously volunteering, sponsoring school fundraisers, and engaging in community service projects, the First State Bank not only lives its mission, it lives up to its motto, friendliest bank anywhere. So call, stop in, or visit fsblouise.com today and get to know the friendly bankers who are making a positive impact in your community. Eat 'em up, snakes. The First State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Football coach, Jet Hood. Coach Hood, thanks for being here today with us.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. So junior high's been working since the beginning of school, and their season starts tomorrow, actually.
Yeah.
Depending on when you see this video, actually. But they start tomorrow on Thursday. Here, getting open up their season against Bowling. So how's the things been going to get these boys prepared
It's been going good. Like you said, about the start of school, we started bringing them up early in the morning, and for the most part, there's a lot of learning. New terminology with all of our systems, offense and defensive wise, and we really want to set a solid foundation with the junior high kids so that when they progress up to the high school, it's less teaching on our part, and I feel like we've done a solid job of that so far. We'll see you tomorrow.
Now, y'all have done a really good job of that too, and you've kind of taken the footprint that other good programs have done as well by having the junior high kids coached by all of the coaches. So they bringing them in the morning versus having practice in the evening when you got to separate out coaches and they're not able to be around some of the head coach coordinators and things like that. You guys have done a good job. Have you seen a good difference in having all the coaching staff being there with the young man, getting them prepared?
Yes, it definitely makes a big difference, like you said, because they're getting the same teaching points that we teach to the varsity and sub-varsity kids, so they're able to build a solid foundation. Definitely, like when I was in junior high, we had one or two coaches, and you can definitely tell the difference out there. You're able to get a lot more one-on-one time with the kids and, more specialized training than just, hey, we're going to run team for an hour and a half.
Well, the benefits may obviously be there, but it comes with great sacrifice from you and the coaching staff. I'm sure it would be a lot easier to have a 4:30 practice than a 6 a.m. practice in the dark. But that y'all wake up early, you get those guys in, you do it before school, and then you stay late to work with the older guys after school. It makes for a very long day, but the sacrifices y'all exhibit clearly produce results. So.
Yeah, definitely, but it's cold in the morning.
It's a lot cooler.
So we're what 3-4 weeks in since school started. What percentage of the junior high playbook is open at this point?
With the 8th grade, obviously they have a year in the system, so we're probably close to 50%. Obviously a lot of our drop back passing game that's in with the varsity we can't put in yet because body's got to mature. But run game wise, 80% is in. With the 7th grade, we're closer to 40%, but obviously they have 3 weeks compared to the 8th grade having all of last year. But we're still a good chunk of the way in.
That's impressive. Yeah. That's a lot to teach a bunch of 13, 12-year-olds. So if you can get that far, impressive. Yes. What does our district look like? Do you have an idea of what the junior high schedule will look like this year? I'm sure on the 8th grade side you have some familiarity with those kids coming from 7th grade last year, but any idea what the overall picture would be?
Yeah, we know teams like Edna, Palacios is always well coached in junior high, Goliad, but when you get the other teams, you don't really know with like the Aransas Pass and the Mathis. But overall, I mean, we have a pretty tough district for junior high, but I believe with these groups we can still be pretty successful.
All right. Yeah, Coach, and so that y'all start the season tomorrow here at the Snake Pit. 7th grade is going to start at 4:30, followed by the 8th graders, and then the freshmen are going to follow that as well. So we're going to bring that game here to you on the Sports Network. Coach, you got a few other coaches as well. You want to go ahead and introduce your staff as well for the junior high side?
Yes. So me and Coach Darslick will be calling the offensive stuff. I have the 8th grade. He has the 7th grade, and then helping us out on the defense will be Coach Rowe and Coach Clarkson. How could I forget him? And then Coach Nairn will join us on home games, and then Coach Fellers will be over there on the away games to spread out the coordinators.
Okay, so the coordinators get to travel with the junior high kids as well. So that's another impressive feat as well. Cool. Well, Coach, good luck to you. Hope you have a wonderful season.
Thank you.
And we'll see you tomorrow as y'all
you.
take on the Bulldogs. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Folks, when we come back, don't go anywhere, because when we do come back, we're going to have some of the junior high football players, and we got a couple cheerleaders as well that are going to compete with us in this week's episode of the Snake Pit Games. You don't want to miss this one. We'll be right back.
commitment to community service. It's a mission the First State Bank employees have lived by for more than 60 years. By continuously volunteering, sponsoring school fundraisers, and engaging in community service projects, the First State Bank not only lives its mission, it lives up to its motto, friendliest bank anywhere. So call, stop in, or visit fsblouise.com today and get to know the friendly bankers who are making a positive impact in your community. Eat 'em up, snakes. The First State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whatever it is you wrangle, whatever seeds you sow, no matter what you nurture or what you choose to grow, at Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, we're proud to protect all Texans.
At Capital Farm Credit, our cooperative returns are a symbol of our strong partnership with you.
So one of the unique things about Capital Farm Credit is the cooperative nature of it. And then when you get that patronage check once a year, we put that money right back into the land.
Together, we're better.
Welcome back, Cobra fans. Welcome to this week's Snake Pit game. We're going to have the Rattler Hike and Strike. And with me is joining on the 8th grade side, we have Tyler Barnett, Miles Malik, and Juliana Lewis. On the 7th grade side, we have Jillian Martin, Ashton Mendoza, and Coach Hood. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be hiking footballs into the cheerleader megaphone, and the first person to get all 10 of them in is the winner. Y'all ready to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Hut!
Okay, go, go, go. Wait, what the hell? Throw it high. Oh. Aw. Wait, I think one of y'all is supposed to shag. Go, go, go. Oh no. Go, 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 go. Yes. No.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Alright, so now this is what y'all get to as a win, okay? You get this megaphone, you got that megaphone right here? There you go, Miles.
No.
Alright, now we get to dump it up Coach Hood's head.
Yeah.
Oh, I was standing right.
Alright, Cobra fans, thanks for being here. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you Friday night. And as always, it's a
Great day to be a Cobra.